Coming to you live from the Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus right out of the Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez. We are here to help your real estate business grow, and we are super excited for today's show because it's going to be, as always, a phenomenal show, and we can't wait to deliver some awesome information to help you guys. Before we get started, we want to talk about what's been happening this week because we have had a crazy week over here at Picket Realty. First off, yesterday, our big happy hour.
Yes, 2 days ago.
I said yesterday, 2 days ago. My days are like totally
It lasted 2 days for Alan. That's what it was, you
No,
know?
not at all. But you know what? Usually when we have a happy hour in August, it's hot. People are out of town. People are on vacation.
Getting into that last vacation before school starts.
Yeah, and you're right. Like that last minute vacation, people are out there trying to handle it because actually school's starting for a lot of folks next week.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So for us it starts next week. I don't know about HISD. For private school starts a little bit early, I think. So you know, people normally don't come out to a lot of happy hours. Yet this happy hour for us was a record-setting one.
Yeah, it was our biggest happy hour of the year. We had 276 people actually there. And St. Arnold's came up to me and said, you reached the fire code limit. It's 250 for that room. And they were like, hey, you got to watch out. Next time you're going to go over your limit because you already got 276 this time.
That's awesome, man.
I think that's amazing.
It was such a good time. I loved the atmosphere. There was a lot of new people there that we hadn't met.
Yeah, there was.
I met with a lot of new realtors that are now finding out about our happy hour and just coming out, hanging out, grabbing a beer, having a good time. Mm-hmm. I saw some lenders there, some new lenders that I hadn't met before.
Oh, man, there was so many people that I hadn't met. Normally at those events, I know at least 50% of everyone. Yeah. I looked around and I was like, man, I might know 10% of the people here. And that 10% are the vendors. Yeah. I don't actually know
that's very true.
any of the people that showed up. And that's great. I love getting the chance to meet all those new people.
Yeah. And not only was it a ton of fun, but then afterwards, if you guys don't follow us on Facebook, you may not know this, but we got done right around like 9 o'clock. And of course, there's always like a couple stragglers that'll hang around till like 9, 10,
we call them
15.
lingers.
We had to literally escort them out this time.
I actually did. I was like, come on, guys, let's get going. But we ended up going to this other little bar, and it's called Last Concert Cafe. Yeah, and awesome. I don't know about you guys, but if you've never checked this place out, it's really a neat little place.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
They have live band, so it's a restaurant/bar. They have an area where it's like a sand pit with a stage, and actually there's 2 stages, but in this case only one was being used. They have a live band playing there. I don't even know what kind of music the guy was playing, but I know it was awesome.
It's just a bunch of cover songs.
Yeah, they were playing a bunch of cover songs, a lot of 80s and 90s classic rock, you know, good sing-along songs.
And we got a chance to see David do a hula hoop contest against one of our agents, Manuel.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought Manuel had it.
Man.
But you knocked it out.
Wait. Are you just saying that because Manuel is lighter than David? Is that
no,
what it is?
No. You know why? Because I know Manuel dances salsa.
He's a
salsa dancer. He's a salsa dancer. So I figured anyone that knows how to dance can probably, hula hoop.
Some sort of rhythm.
Yeah, you got to have some sort of rhythm to hula hoop.
I don't. I tried to hula hoop so many times. I can't figure it out to save my life, man. And everyone was like, go try it. I'm like, all right, fine. I went up there. I tried twice. I can't get it to spin around me. I think my body must be awkwardly shaped or something. There's something wrong. It's got to be the hula hoop. It can't be me. It can't be me. It must be the hula hoop.
That was awesome. We had a really good time. We ended up, going home maybe like around 11:30?
No, it was a little bit later than that.
Was it later than that?
Yeah.
It seemed early to me.
Yeah.
It seemed early to me.
And that's why it lasted 2 days for you.
And, no. Everyone out there is going to think I'm like just drinking every day or something. You guys are making
nobody
it seem
said
that
but now this is Taxi Cab Confession.
Cab Confession. Well, while we're on the subject, I might as well let you guys know. No, not at all. It's kind of cool because I got a text message from one of the title company agents that I've never met. I've never met before, but I see him on Facebook all the time, and he's like, man, you guys are always having a good time.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is there another way to do it? Like, is there like, are you supposed to?
What's the point if you're not having fun?
Yeah, like, are you supposed to not have a good time when you're out there?
I think people expect you to be like trudging along, you know, like doing the grind, because you see all these people rise and grind, or you could just rise
and then like it'll be like 11 p.m. It'll be 11 p.m. and I'll see somebody post on there, oh, I'm still in the office grinding, and don't get me wrong, I mean, we've been in those seats. And it still happens.
The picture of the two screens with papers all in front and shit.
But and it's always like their MLS pulled up on one of them, and you're like,
how much more setup can you be?
Typing up another contract at 12:30.
5 screens, and one of them they're inputting and listing, and you're like, oh God, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Hater. You're right. Hater. We drank some haterade.
We did. We drank a little bit of haterade before we started the show. We shared some of it with you guys. Now, in the next portion, after the break that we're going to take here shortly, we want to talk about something pleasant like eating, which, as you can tell, we all love eating here.
Yes.
Brandon's shaking his head like, yeah, you do. Look at you. Hey, it takes work to be this shape, all right? It takes a lot of work. All right, so when we get back, we're going to talk about Houston's Restaurant Week top picks, and we're going to go over our favorites, share some of those with you. And stay tuned.
If you don't know what Houston Restaurant Week is, you're missing out on the single greatest part about living in Houston.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
So
stay tuned.
When we get back from the break, you'll learn about it. We'll catch you after the break. You're on the Realty Ruckus.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we had some pretty bad weather here this past week. Houston experienced what was about another flood. Quite a bit of the city flooded.
Man.
But thank God none of our properties flooded.
Thank God we sold the worst one ever last week.
What can we expect this week?
Well, not as much rain today through the weekend, but the temperatures are starting to creep back up again. We are not through the dog days of summer yet. We are expecting a high of 96 today with a low of 80. We do have a small chance of rain. And then through the weekend on Friday, another high of 95, low of 79, and we are expecting some afternoon showers on Friday, but then through the weekend it looks like those rain clouds will be going away and the sun will be shining with highs in the high 90s.
Nice.
That's awesome. We're going to have a great weekend.
Hey, and you're going to Austin this
weekend. I'm going to be in
Austin.
Austin this weekend. We're going to be cruising over there as part
What's the weather in Austin look like, David? Let's find that out.
I'll watch it be raining.
I hope it's like tornadoes.
Yeah. So I'll be over there. I'm part of something called the AMG Club, and it's a bunch of car nerds. A bunch of car nerds that get together in their loud cars and drive to Austin and try to make as much noise as possible.
Heat index in the triple digits, son.
We're
gonna be
101.
101
on Friday. Oh, we're in for a treat. I love it.
That sounds really
miserable. Speaking of treats, I'd like to get into our next segment, which I would like to call it the Fat Boy segment.
Oh God, yes.
Everything's bigger in Texas, and I love that because when you really start looking at like the culture here, it really even comes down to how we celebrate things. We celebrate things with food. We celebrate when we mess up and we fail. We celebrate with food, and when we're doing something right, we celebrate with food.
We don't celebrate. We drown our sorrows with food.
Yeah.
And then when it goes good, we celebrate with food.
We're like,
so
all right,
either way, we are eating.
And speaking of, we're going through something that's really, really exciting, which is called Houston Restaurants Week.
Yeah.
And you love this. Like, this is something that you look forward to every year.
Well, and people got to understand how this started. So originally, Houston Restaurant Weeks was literally about 5 restaurants that all decided to get together, and they said for 1 week in the month of August, we're going to donate a huge portion of what we sell to the Houston Food Bank. And then the next year after that, they got a bunch of other restaurants on board, and they said, well, we're going to create these special menus just for Houston Restaurant Weeks. And that's when it started to really become a big deal, because now you can go to a steakhouse that would normally cost you $65 just a steak. We're not even talking sides and anything else. And you can have a full 3-course, 4-course, 5-course dinner, depending on where you go, for $35 to $45 for dinner. And for lunchtime, you can have anywhere from $15 to $25 for a 3-course lunch.
Whoa.
I mean, it is absolutely unbeatable. And we're not talking about going to McDonald's or going to, one of your Chili's and Friday. No, these are local Houston restaurants. What am I hating too much on Chili's and Fridays?
No, I'm laughing because Brandon has a special connection with Chili's. He loves Chili's.
Okay.
It's one of his favorite places to go.
Five?
That's actually where he takes all of his dates. So I laugh. I laugh when people say Chili's because that's one of Brandon's favorites.
All right. Eddie says his steak is about $100 when he goes.
Yeah. No, it can really add up whenever you go to a steakhouse. But
he's talking about Del Frisco's.
Yeah, and Del Frisco's is on the list for Houston
list.
Restaurant Weeks. They have a lunch special that's $35, and then they have a dinner special for $45. And their dinner is like a 3-course meal. It comes with the steak. It comes with dessert, appetizer. It's amazing. And what's great is that these steakhouses also do wine specials. So they do these bottles of wine almost at cost. I mean, it might be cost plus a little bit, but it's practically almost at cost to go along with your dinner.
Yeah.
If you don't get out, and it's not only a week long either, it goes all the way through the month of August.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks now.
You got to get out. You got to go out there at least 3 or 4 times. It's the restaurants that you've always wanted to go to that you're like, oh, I can't spend that much going out. Go now, and we have the top picks for you.
Yeah, so for steak, we talked Del Frisco's. Another big one that we've heard is really great is B&B Butchers.
Yeah, B&B Butchers is one of the best steakhouses in the city now.
I still have not been.
Yeah, they started dry aging their own meat. And for anyone who's listening and doesn't know what that means, go figure it out because it's a long process. I'm not going to explain it on the show.
I'm not going to tell you.
But it means that the food tastes freaking amazing, okay? And they started dry aging their own meat in-house. They're considered one of the best in the city now. One of your faves is on here.
Oh, yeah.
Mexican food. But we're not talking about just any Mexican food.
Yep.
We're talking about some of the best, most top-notch Mexican food in the city, and that's Hugo's.
Here's the thing about Hugo's. I'm not a fan of paying a lot of money for Mexican food because I can get Mexican food at home.
Yeah.
Right? My wife's Colombian, but she loves me enough to have learned Mexican food or how to cook Mexican food.
I can attest to that. Your wife makes an amazing Mexican meal.
She can cook up a storm. But when it comes to Hugo's, there's something special about this place. First off, the owner / chef has won a ton of awards. He's been on all sorts of magazines.
Yeah, I want to say he's the James Beard Award winner.
Yeah,
going
which is
back
the top award for chefs, right?
It's really, really big deal, yeah.
Well, if you go there, my favorite time to go is on Sundays because they have a Sunday brunch.
Oh, is this where you get your chilaquiles?
And it's a buffet, and they have the best chilaquiles.
Well, guess what's on the lunch menu?
And look at that.
Oh, is it chilaquiles
right
on the lunch menu?
Woo,
yeah, man.
This is really one of my favorite places to go. I try to go there as much as I can because I have live music on Sundays. And you really can't beat what you get.
They have a great lunch menu.
One of the other places, and this place is new, and it hit the list as one of the best restaurants in Houston. It actually went up to number 2 on the list, and it's right behind the steakhouse. Killen Steakhouse went up to number 1. This place went up to number 2, and it's a new Mexican place called Sochi.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
And it's supposed to be just next level, amazing culinary just feast that you go there. And so it's on the menu here too. I haven't looked at the menu that they have, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out because it's one of those restaurants that if you go to, you're normally going to spend a couple $100, and you can go there and spend $45 per person.
This is a
and
great
really
place
blow
for
it
you to
out.
like take out clients to too. Like if you're thinking, hey, where can I take a good client out, or where can I go establish a good relationship with? Like picking out a cool restaurant and just dining over how you guys can relate to each other. It's one of the best ways to really grow the business. So
yeah, it really is.
Make sure you guys check out the list. Go online, look up Houston Restaurants Weeks. We'll drop a link below for you guys as well. Pick out some of these restaurants. Let us know which ones you're going to. Heck, invite us.
Invite us out.
We'll come out. We love hanging out. We love eating. Look at us. We got to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to continue our conversation and get into, what are we going to talk about when we get back? Facebook.
Yeah, man. Facebook is about to dominate.
Are they going to kill our business or make our business?
It's going to be like those Godzilla movies where one thing goes after the other one, you know?
Yeah, exactly. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're on the Realty Ruckus.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, apparently, Alan says that he is going to be adding Michelada Guy to Houston Restaurant Weeks. I don't know how he plans on doing that, but if he says he's going to make it happen, he's going to make it happen. I had no idea.
Our listeners don't know about the Michelada Guy, but if you must know, every once in a while, we have someone that stops by our office and brings us micheladas and shrimp cocktails.
And it's pretty amazing.
And like he makes them at home, and he just comes over here and just delivers as many as we want, and they are amazing. They are the best thing you can eat here in town. But this guy, obviously, you know, he's kind of doing it out of his car or his house or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, he's literally like in the back of his van. He's got an ice chest, and he's like, "All right, let's load him up. Come on now." And you're like, "Hey, wait a minute. What about TBC?"
Hilarious.
And
I know when like people come over here, sometimes they're like, "Is that legal?" I'm like, "Hell no, it's not legal, but it's delicious."
Alan's like, delicious. "Why? You gonna tell?"
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna tell,
you can't come over anymore.
Yeah. Don't even look at the Michelada man's face.
So anyway, all right, we'll add him to the restaurant week. But in the meantime, let's talk about how Facebook is getting ready to. What are they doing? Are they trying to take over real estate like Zillow?
Well, here's the thing. Zillow is trying to basically phase realtors out.
Right.
Which is why we think Zillow is in that direction. Yeah, and we don't like Zillow. And here's the thing about Zillow that drives me crazy. People keep investing in it, despite the fact that Zillow is losing hundreds of millions of dollars every year. there's a big difference here because Facebook was once that big loser. It was a company that was losing the $200 or $300 million a month, I think. Now Facebook is making like $2 or $3 billion a month off of their advertising. They're crushing it. Between Facebook and Google AdWords, they account for 50% of the total advertising in America.
That's amazing.
Two companies account for 50% of total advertising. And now they're going to start allowing what they call dynamic ads for Facebook.
Yeah.
Which is going to be giving realtors the ability to show off their listings specifically to their clients. So you don't have to run an ad from your HAR. No. It'll be connected automatically to the MLS. It'll pull in all the information for you. You'll be able to run an ad directly. It's going to be super user-friendly, just targeted specifically for realtors. And I think that this is going to be a huge blow to companies like Zillow, Trulia.
Great. Yeah, and some realtors were kind of already doing. So this basically what this product does, it integrates a lot of the features already used in Facebook. And so there's realtors that will obviously run their listing as an ad, and they'll put a retargeting pixel on that property's website and then rerun that ad to people who have clicked on that website. Now Facebook has integrated that all into one nice neat product for realtors. So basically you hook up your brokerage website with a pixel on Facebook, and anyone that visits and looks at certain properties, Facebook has developed an algorithm so it can match similar properties and continue to retarget those people that have already visited your website.
Yeah.
That's so very similar to what Amazon does. You know, you go click on a product and then you see it 1,000 times over the next few weeks.
That's why you should never search for anything funky on Amazon.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I know.
Did you learn that the hard way?
That one time I tried to buy a gag gift for Brandon. I kept getting the Destroyer.
You've been haunted from
it. The Destroyer kept popping up on my sidebar. If you don't know what it is,
don't go look up the Destroyer.
You don't want to look it up. You don't look up gag gift the Destroyer. You will not like what you see, and they will pop up on your Facebook ads for like the next month.
At Realty Ruckus, they told me to look up the Destroyer. Now I can't get these ads off my page.
Here's the big deal. Last year, Zillow announced that they were going to get into a partnership with Facebook to run Zillow ads directly on Facebook. Now, if Zillow was in on this dynamic real estate ads, they would have already announced it.
Yeah.
There's been no announcement of it. I think Facebook has seen, hey, we don't need Zillow.
No.
We can do it on our own. The same way that they... See, here's the thing about Facebook. When they go out and they offer to buy you, you better sell.
You better accept,
Because if you don't sell, they're going to crush you. Because they're the monster killer. They're like, they literally, that's what I said earlier. It's like, well, you know, Godzilla goes out fighting these other monsters. Facebook is Godzilla. It's like, wait, another monster is trying to take over my territory? Nuh-uh. I got this. Hold my Topo Chico. I got this.
No, I mean, if Zillow and Facebook partnered up, I think we would have some real issues. But you're right. Facebook doesn't need them.
No.
And wait, didn't they offer to buy someone else out where they replicated everything anyway?
Yeah,
wasn't it like Instagram or one of those other ones?
Well, they offered to buy Snapchat.
That's what it
was.
A
long time ago.
Yeah.
And they offered to buy them for, I believe, $9 billion is without the price that they said, we'll give you $9 billion in cash. It wasn't even like in stocks. It was, we'll pay $9 billion in cash for your company. And Snapchat said, no, we're worth way more. And granted, their market cap is about $26 billion. The problem is that it's tanking. And it's not going anywhere. And Snapchat doesn't have enough users to actually make an impact. And so when Facebook came out with a product identical, it killed Snapchat. With the other one that's going away, Periscope. Facebook Live annihilated Periscope.
You said Periscope. Brandon's like, what the heck is that?
Oh, Facebook offered to buy Periscope. They offered to buy them for like $3 or $4 billion, and Periscope was like, no, we're the next big social media company.
Yeah. I remember when people were going on Periscope and they were like, oh, check out my live video.
And we were like, oh, that looks like something we should get into. Maybe we should think about it.
That?
We thought about it, and then by the time we decided we should use Periscope, it was already dead.
Facebook Live had already killed them.
We were literally getting ready to start going on Periscope and shooting videos and creating content that way. And it was like from one week to the other, Facebook says, hey, now we can go live. We start shooting videos on Facebook, and boom, it's taken off from there. Now, look at what's happening out in the market. I mean, I have seen at least maybe 3 to 4 other shows very similar to this one this week, where people are like just setting up a camera and going live. And why not? It's the easiest way to create content.
Absolutely. And here's the thing about Facebook. You have to respect the amount of users that are on Facebook. We did an episode, I think 3 or 4 episodes ago. It was just me and David. But we looked up how many users are actually on Facebook, And in the United States, there's more people with a Facebook account than access to the internet. That doesn't make any sense. Like, how does that even work?
Well,
These people are going to the libraries to use Facebook or what?
Probably, but I know some people that have multiple Facebook accounts for whatever reason.
Okay.
That's true.
So David blames it on the multiple accounts.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're blaming it on people going to libraries.
I just think, but there must be.
I think mine's more
rural areas. Like people are riding their wagons. Even the Amish are on Facebook now.
They
like,
probably are.
We hate technology, but that Facebook thing, that thing is awesome.
Facebook's all right.
I actually know an Amish person on Facebook.
Oh my! Really?
Yeah, Ashley was trying to
we
help
need to
them
get
out
them
as a
on the radio.
I want to know, what is that like? What does that mean? That's crazy to be Amish on Facebook. Now my mind is really blown.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you know that you have something special when you have that many users, because you can dominate anybody. So that's why I say, when Facebook offers to buy you out, you almost have to say, okay, that's fine, buy us out, because if not, they're going to come back out. They're going to dominate you. I think they're like
Bill Gates on The Simpsons.
They are.
You ever watch that episode?
Buy him out.
Yeah.
And he knocks over all the stuff, breaks his pencil.
Bill Gates comes in and just crushes everything.
And Homer's like, what's going on here? He goes, you didn't think I got rich by writing a bunch of checks, did you?
That's Facebook right now.
It really is, man. And the thing is, this is really good because Zillow has really been making big pushes, really trying to dominate. They're still not profitable, and I think this is going to hold them back from profitability even longer.
Well, and the one caveat for this product is supposedly it works best for brokerages that have 100 listings or more. And I'm guessing that's because in order for the algorithm to work as well as it should, you need to have a good variety of listings.
Yeah.
So the visitors to your website can continue to be retargeted with different listings and ads. And so I'm guessing they just need enough data to be able to really ascertain what that client wants.
Oh, it'll just be a matter of time before Facebook has full MLS access and they can start pulling other brokers' listings for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you that's what's next. And that Redfin was going to do that. And Redfin has the most access to MLSs across the country. People don't realize that. HAR is a super hard MLS to get access to if you're not a broker, and that's why Redfin became a brokerage, just for that reason. What are you cracking up about?
Sorry. 10-win Facebook might buy White Picket.
They are. Well, they make us an offer.
Well, make us an offer, Facebook. We're ready. We're ready when you are. We know what to do.
We won't make the mistake that everybody else makes. I can promise you that.
Oh man. All right. So what's going to happen next? What happens with advertisements that people are already running on Facebook?
I think what happens is, as people start to see, man, why am I paying Zillow to push my ad to Facebook? Because Zillow charges a fortune. They're expensive.
Well, and let's be clear on how silly it is to pay Zillow, because we have made that mistake.
Oh, we've run Zillow
thousands
ads,
and thousands
and
and thousands
terrible.
of Zillow ads or dollars in Zillow ads, and it was a horrible experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't tell you. They get you have to buy zip codes, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with Zillow and zip codes is that zip codes contain both good and really bad.
Yeah.
And so you start getting all of these leads, and you're targeting areas that might be $300,000, $400,000 houses, and you get nothing but like, I want to buy this $30,000 condo.
Yeah.
I want to buy this beat up townhome that's worth $40,000, and you're getting blown up with those. And then when you call Zillow and you're like, hey, they're like, well, that's part of your zip code. There's nothing we can do about it. And you're going, well, I need more. I need higher quality
And then
leads.
basically what it comes down to is you have to fight or pay more for the zip codes that only have the price point or properties that you want to deal with, or the type of client that you want to deal with. So your price point keeps going up and up and up, and it's never ending.
Yeah,
either that or when you're like, once you realize, hey, you know what, this isn't really paying off, I need to probably move my marketing dollars somewhere else. They're like, well, we got you in a contract, you're not going anywhere.
Yes, they do. They try to hardball you, and then when you try to leave, they do this. They do the whole thing. Well, if you leave, we'll never let you come back.
Yes.
And it's like,
yes.
no, not Zillow. Don't do that to me.
Yes. Yeah, I had that conversation. We're not going to allow you to come back anymore. I was like, oh, no. I guess real estate's going to stop working now.
Like, the other brokers in your area are going to buy out all of that leads and all of the ads. And I'm like, well, if they were really doing that, then why are you constantly calling, offering to sell me more leads and more ads?
There are a handful of brokers, some of which I know here in town, that spend a tremendous amount of money on Zillow leads. But that's all they do. That's all they have focused on. So they basically buy out the entire zip code, dominate the entire thing. They may spend spend 70, 80 grand a year just on that one zip code or two.
Yep.
And then that's it. That's their way of marketing for new leads. So there is potential there. It's whether you want to play that game or not. And if you want to play it with Zillow, who's basically looking to take us out anyway.
Here's an amazing thing about Facebook. Look, when Facebook has that many users, they can afford to sell the ads really cheap. So you can go on there and you can spend very little. Facebook is still going to make a fortune. There was one point that I said this. I said, look, if Facebook said to everybody, we're going to have to start to charge $1 per month. That's it, $1 per month. Facebook would start to make another $50 billion a month. I mean, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane how much money.
50 million.
And I
sorry,
know
not billion, million. I was like, wait, I said something wrong.
I was like,
that
no,
came out wrong.
right.
They make another 50 million a month off the users just in the United States.
And, well, I know they've also committed, I don't know if you guys covered it or not, but, it was Inman that was interviewing with Facebook to talk about this new ad space for realtors. And they've already committed to producing more products for realtors. And they said they're betting big on our industry. So Facebook sees a lot of value in creating advertising products for our industry in specific, which is going to be amazing going forward.
That's really cool, and that correlates right along with how we see the investment side of the world spending money on technology and real estate. And we always kind of go back and think that it's in the direction of trying to push realtors out of the system. But if it's in the direction of helping the real estate industry and helping realtors, hey man, I'm all for it.
I love one thing is we always say here, technology should really enhance, not replace what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And I really think that Facebook is landing well on that. Just think about the day that a Facebook lead can come in and you can throw on your VR glasses and go have a virtual meeting, an avatar meeting with that client right then and there on the spot.
That's
hey,
not
how
that
are you
far
doing?
away.
My name is blah, blah, blah. And you go out there and your avatar meets their avatar and you're just having a conversation.
It could get to that.
I know people are like, man, that's really weird. It's really creepy. But that's what the next generation.
Let's jump to the Matterport and check out this house.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, you want to look at that one? There's a Matterport on it. Let's jump straight to it. And then you can both literally walk it together. That's amazing. That's really using technology to enhance what we do, not replace anybody.
That's not that far away, you guys.
No, not at all.
When we are meeting with clients for getting all of our paperwork done nowadays, it's online. It's entirely online now. All right, we have to take a quick commercial break. When we get back,
big time
we
deal
are going
coming
to
back from the
dispel some myths on your termination of option periods.
Your option fee.
We're going to tell you where you've messed up and how you've lost your clients a whole bunch of money. So stay tuned. You're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air, because we only use the platforms that succeed. That's why we got off of Snapchat. That's why we got off of Twitter, because we see them crashing and burning.
I'm still on Snapchat.
Snapchat, it will go down. It will go down.
Well, according to Brandon, and he is the closest thing to a young millennial here in this room, he swears Snapchat will survive through all of this.
I do not swear.
Oh, he just took it back. He just took it back.
Well, that's what his generation does. They say things and then they take it back.
All right, let's talk about termination options.
Yes.
Termination options in our standard Trek residential contracts, and why we as realtors, many of you out there will agree, and investors too, have been doing them all wrong. So, all right. Let me give you guys a little quiz. Are you ready? I'm gonna give you a little quiz.
Is it for them or for us?
Don't look at the answers.
I
It's for them.
already read the article, so this is
Did
so
you read
unfair.
this article too?
Yes, we
Yeah.
kind of had to put the show together.
Yeah, we had to read the article when we put the show
All right,
together.
Let's quiz the audience.
Let's quiz the
Let's
audience.
see if they can get
Let's
it.
quiz the audience. If the buyer wants a termination of option, when must he pay the option fee?
Oh, this is a really good one, because a lot of people don't realize how fast you have to get the option fee in someone's hand.
Yes.
It either needs to be in their hand
Not-
or
not-
in
not-
their realtor's hand.
Not in the mail, not with a stamp with a date,
Yeah.
a certain date on there. What
Needs
is
to
that
be in
actual
someone's
date
hand, and
amount?
that's where the question comes in, because here's what happens: you get a contract, you get a buyer and a seller who agree to sell, right? There's a termination option, and then the buyer's agent, always says, "Hey, can I just drop this in the mail?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And most people are like, "Yeah, that's fine. Put it in the mail, whatever.
Yeah.
If it gets here, it gets here, and if it doesn't, it doesn't." That's generally
Okay.
what happens in most
Sharonda
transactions.
Hill says within 48 hours, and then Juliana one-ups her within 24.
Ooh, look at that! All right.
Can I get a 12 hours?
So here's what really has to happen. So when you actually have it, when you have an executed contract, you have 3 days after the effective date of the contract. But it has to be in the other client's hand.
Yeah, and can be in the mail in 3 days.
By 11:59 p.m. of the third day after the executed contract. So it's not like an hour time. No, it's literally 3 days after. So if you execute on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, by Thursday at 11:59, not midnight.
Yep.
And by 11:59, it's got to be in their hand.
All right, so let's take it a step further. What
Yeah.
happens if that agent maybe forgot to send the option, and the option gets there not at 11:59 on the third day, but the next day at 9 a.m. in the morning on the fourth day?
Well, then now you have to decide, is it still valid or is it invalid?
Right.
And this is where it really becomes a problem for your client, because your client has a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
They can choose to deposit that check.
Mm-hmm.
If they deposit it,
They're
they
accepting the
are
option.
accepting the option. They are validating that option.
That's correct.
However, if they receive it 1 minute too late, they can literally write on the check, option fee was turned in late, document the exact date and time that they received it, and mail it back.
That's right.
And that means I'm not accepting your option anymore.
And there is no
And guess
option.
what? There is no more option. That
Well,
earnest money is now non-refundable.
Sharonda's saying we have it a little easy nowadays because she says she's been licensed for a while, and supposedly back then it was 2 days.
Yes, that's
It
right.
did- it did used to be 48
That's
hours.
right. It used to be 48 hours.
And it used to actually be like hour-wise, and now it's 3 days after by 11:59 p.m. So it has changed some. It's gotten easier, but now if you mail a check, before if you mailed it and you certified it, then that was fine. You said, look, I've got certified mail, it's on its way. No. Now it has to be in their hand by 11:59.
Yes.
So if you're counting on the mail, you better really know
You
that
better overnight
mail is
it.
going to get there. Yeah, you better overnight it just to
and
be
that's
safe.
really the best thing to do, because if you're overnighting it, you're getting a receipt.
Yeah.
You're having it delivered, and someone has to sign off on it. Either that, or you may have to be the agent. And I'm not an advocate of this, but you may have to be the agent that drives that money over to that other agent's office, hands it to them, and gets a signed receipt.
Yeah, and then there's some buyers who feel like, well, you didn't get my option fee check, then I'm just going to terminate the contract and get everything back. That's not valid. By the time your option fee doesn't get there, that earnest money that you've submitted now becomes non-refundable.
Yeah.
You cannot just say, I'm going to get out of the contract. You have earnest money that's up there now. And if the other party wants to sue you, they're going to get that earnest money.
Yeah, because you still have an executable contract. You just no longer have an option period within that contract. Now you just have to execute it.
So how about the agents that will literally go to the title company and hand the option fee there?
The option fee has to either go to the owner of the property or the agent.
That's right.
Handing it to the title company is not acceptable. Title company can only accept escrow funds.
That's right.
An option fee check is not an escrow fund. It is actually a payment directly towards the seller.
BB can teach a class on this.
Oh, yeah, man.
I
don't even need Ashley Patton here today.
There's a lot of technicalities that come with this, though, and a lot of agents find themselves in big trouble later when they don't really understand how time sensitive these things can be. So,
and I would say that most of the time it's a new agent who they're trying to get the ropes. They're not really sure. And they're like, what do I do? And somebody says, well, just mail the option fee check. They don't even think about it. They don't realize how much liability they're putting their buyer at. Because their buyer's entire earnest money. And we're talking about on a $100,000 house, you may be talking about $1,000. But if you're talking about a $500,000-$600,000 deal, that's $5,000-$6,000 in earnest money, the 1%.
If you're the agent that was lazy and didn't know this stuff, now you're going to lose someone's $5,000. You're going to be in big trouble. You're going to be in a lawsuit. You're going to be looking at some litigation. And your broker's not going to be real happy at you. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So unless the agent specifically says, I can't receive option money for my client, then the agent does become an agent, literally, of the client. And getting the check to the agent is just as good as handing it to the buyer.
That's right, because that's why you're representing that client.
Absolutely.
Because you're allowed to accept that check on their behalf.
Absolutely.
All right. So what about this?
Yeah, this is where it gets. I love this. I love this.
I'm gonna make it more complicated for you guys. Let me know if I'm throwing some curveballs at you. What about when you, for some reason, let's say.
And look, and Sharonda says she didn't play around with it. She says she either takes it directly or she sends it by courier.
Yeah,
she wants to make sure it gets delivered.
That's right.
And guys, it really is that big of a deal.
That's how important it is.
It is super important that little check gets to where it needs to get.
And I really agree with her on this. Either you take it yourself, or because you are supposed to be focused on income producing activities, then you find someone to take it for you, and you make sure that you have a receipt for that. All right, but let's talk about a little bit more of a complication. Let's talk about the instance when during the option period something happens. Let's say the gas isn't turned on at the house, right? And now you have to extend that option period because you have to get your inspector to come back out, re-inspect the home, and you still want your client to be protected. All right?
And it's the seller's fault. The seller didn't turn on the utilities. That damn seller didn't turn them on. And he needs to extend the option.
How many times have we been through this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it happens all the time.
All the time.
And this is one that actually I had to learn because I didn't know this.
All right.
This really surprised me.
So the question is it necessary for the buyer to pay an additional fee to extend the option period? Because here's what normally happens. The buyer's agent sends an amendment. The amendment says 0 to extend by a few days, or $1 to extend by a few days. That's usually what happens, right? All
and sometimes it doesn't even have a number. It just says option period will be extended to X amount of date.
That's right.
And everybody signs it, and then you think it's good. Well, there's actually a ton of case law against that.
Well, can it not be? Is it acceptable to do that?
Common sense would say that especially if it's the seller who has postponed that option period. Common sense would say that, then
you could just sign off on it.
Yeah, you could sign off on an extension.
Yeah,
but I'm guessing that's what we're not about to be hit with.
No, and I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah, of course.
Spoiler alert.
The seller can unilaterally extend the option. It's their choice to do so or not. That's actually wrong. And there's a ton of case law in the state of Texas that says the buyer must pay an additional fee to extend the option. If there's no consideration that takes place, that option is not actually extended. Even though you signed a contract and both people agreed on it, there has to be an exchange of funds. And here's the thing. The case law also says it needs to be a reasonable amount. So that's why if you put only $1, a lot of courts will throw that out and say there was no extension of the option because $1 is not a reasonable fee to extend it. So even if it's the seller's fault, if you want to make sure that your buyer is fully protected, pay the extra fee.
Yep.
Make sure you're going to extend 5 days, put an extra $50. You're going to extend 10 days, put an extra $100.
I mean, that's crazy because to me, if the seller's the one that caused that extension, I would try to argue in court that $1 is $1 too reasonable for that extension because they're the ones that caused the extension.
Absolutely. But that's the thing. Do you really want to go to court and argue that, or do you want to make sure that your client is protected from the beginning because you're well educated and you know what's going to happen?
So Sharonda says she puts $10 for an extension typically.
And that may be better than $1 or $0 for sure, but it's got to be something that the court's going to look at.
Yeah, I mean, if you're extending it like 30 days for $10, the court might go, nah, we're not buying it. If you're extending it 2 or 3 days for $30, the court might say, okay, yeah, that seems reasonable.
Sure.
Yeah. It really depends. You want to make sure whatever you're doing is reasonable for that. But no matter what, even if it's the seller's fault, that darn seller didn't do their part, you still have to pay an additional fee. Now remember, that fee goes against the total price that you pay. It gets credited at closing, so it's not like it just goes to waste. But you'll want to make sure you put that out there. Otherwise, you could be putting your client's entire earnest money up for grabs.
All right, so question, and here's where a lot of people mess up. What time does a buyer's termination option actually expire? What time does it actually end?
Well, and this is one that really got me too, because I thought, because common sense would say, well, if you got to pay it within 3 days at 11:59, it ends on that day at 11:59. So if it's 7 days, you go, all right, I'm going to count 7 days on the calendar, and then the 7th day it's going to be terminated 11:59. That's way wrong. I did not know that. I'm so glad I get this magazine.
And Sharonda will attest to this. Yep. This was a change. This was a recent change. It used to be like what you're thinking. It used to be that way. And it changed in the last few years to being actually 5 p.m. Not end of day period, but end of business day.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, you have to be mindful of that time frame too. All right. Last but not least, all right, throw another curveball. Let's say you've already negotiated all of your repairs, right? You've already negotiated all your repairs. You've paid an extra extension fee to extend your option. Everything's good. Everything's well documented. The seller is now starting to fix everything. They're fixing and they've agreed to do it all. Can your buyer still terminate within their option?
Here's the thing. I've actually been in this situation. So this was one that didn't surprise me. I would think that once an amendment is signed, the option is invalidated. That's what I used to think. Then I found out just because an amendment is signed, that option is actually still active. So if you go in there and you start doing the repairs and there's still 5 or 6 days left in the option, on day 5 or day 6, they can choose to say, you know what, I changed my mind. Because an option fee there's no stipulations behind it. It is a complete open door to terminating a contract, regardless of whether you've signed an amendment.
Can you put stipulations though?
What do you mean?
Could you put once an amendment is signed, or if an amendment is signed, option period automatically ends? Or
yeah, you would have to write that in, and you'd have to be very, very, very clear. Those are one of those things that
your broker would tell you don't write stuff into special provisions because now you're practicing law
without a license.
Which Ashley Patton has told us, don't ever do it. So if you're gonna do it, probably consult a lawyer.
Consult an attorney. Make sure that attorney is giving you the blessing on writing that in. If it's your own property, if you're
and I do want to clarify something because Sharon is right. The option fee doesn't automatically get credited. You actually have to write that in the contract that the option fee is going to be credited towards it.
She's on fire today.
I love it.
Are you looking for a new brokerage? Reach out to me.
Sharonda is her own broker.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's a broker owner.
Well, she definitely knows her stuff, and I love having listeners on the show
who
know what they're talking about.
You have to have people out there that really know their stuff, because what happens in this industry is everyone thinks they can go out and get their license because they've watched HGTV, and you can get a license in like 3 or 4 weeks, and you don't even have to pass with flying colors, and you come in here and you're just throwing these papers around and collecting option fee checks here and there, but you don't realize you're really putting someone's biggest investment of their lifetime.
Hey, she says she's not a broker. Perfect. Reach out to me after the show. We're looking for great team members like you.
Awesome. All right. So one of the things that we can learn from that last question is, if you're representing the seller, do you ever want to tell your seller to start the repairs right away?
No, you want to either make sure that option is done and then you start the repairs, or you want to make sure that those are repairs that you were going to make no matter what, so that you don't get mad. So if they tell you, hey, we're going to buy the house, but you got to paint all the walls purple, don't do it until their option is over, so that you know at least you're getting that earnest money back for changing the color of the walls if that's a stipulation.
Exactly. All right, that was a great episode. Hope you guys learned something about
termination. Not a great episode. We're not done yet, guys. Nobody go away.
Come back after the break.
Great segment.
We're going on a break.
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're on the Realty Ruckus.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, that was a really great discussion about option fee termination.
Yeah.
A lot of things in there that I bet many people didn't know, and it's really going to help to keep their clients from losing money. And if you're an investor, that probably is going to help you from losing money too.
That applies to you too.
If you're out there putting option fees out and you're extending that option, make sure that you're putting the extra fee.
Well, if you're an investor, sometimes you get lazy about delivering your option fees.
Yeah, you do. That's very true.
Yeah, so you may not have an option there, period.
It actually happened to me once. I put out a contract. I didn't deliver the option fee in time. And then they came back, and when I terminated, they said, yeah, we want our $1,000 for the earnest money.
Yep.
And I was like, no, what do you mean you want your $1,000? And they were like, no, we're entitled to it.
Yep.
And we had to release $1,000 to them.
So Alex, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, Uloa, says, hey, that class about Belize in November with Rob, do you guys know anything about that?
Class on Belize in November with Rob. Okay, Rob Cook is going to be teaching a class on how to buy properties in Belize. And I think he's actually going to be taking a handful of us out there. I don't know the details, but we're definitely going to find more out because, hey, who doesn't want to go to Belize?
Yeah, I've been. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll keep you guys posted on that as we find out more.
Good question, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching the show, Alex. We want to move on to something that affects all of us out in today's world, and it happens more often than we would like, I think. It happens especially when you're really out there growing at a fast pace. There's always that one client that isn't necessarily going to be entirely happy with something that transpired during your transaction. Now, this could be a reflection of you, the way you run your business, or it could just be a crazy client. And who hasn't had a couple of those? I mean, it happens to everyone in the industry. So, all right, what happens when that crazy client goes onto your social media, your social media page?
Sometimes it's not even your client. Sometimes it's just a random person who goes on your social media.
And we've had that happen. Yeah. We've had that happen. But what happens when somebody out there, whether it's a crazy client or some competitor, we've had that happen with another broker here in town, who goes on your page and leaves you a bad review. All right, so let's just say they go on Google.
Step one you should always do is just really get really angry and explode.
And send somebody to break their legs.
Yeah, and then hire a guy to go break their legs.
Step one.
That's a joke.
Go to jail.
Please.
See, and you see, this is why we always get people calling us.
People go.
Everybody at Realty Ruckus told me to go break legs.
Oh man, they get arrested, and I got to show up at court and be like, "Look, Realty Ruckus did not really mean that when we said to go send somebody to break legs." Okay?
No, not at all. Look, here's the thing: if you're playing the big game, every once in a while, this will happen. So you have to be prepared for it when it does, right? And if you're kind of wanting to be small and playing it safe, yeah, you're always going to do amazing and great. You're not going to tick anybody off, and people will always love you and cherish you and all that good stuff. Rainbows, butterflies, sunshine, right?
Yeah.
But every once in a while, if you're really trying to challenge yourself, there's going to be someone that's not too happy, or there may be another opposing agent or broker or someone out there who's like, you know what, I'm going to try to ruin this guy's reputation by leaving a bad review. And it is what it is. So how can we actually handle it? How can we be professional about this and keep it from ruining our business? Because it's not the end of the world if it does happen.
Not at all.
Right?
It could turn into a positive if you handle it correctly as well.
Right.
So let's talk about how do you handle it correctly. First off, you don't go throwing around things and going into a rage. You should probably just
you want to avoid the fuming
breathe.
and the fit. Yeah, take a deep breath. Realize that sometimes people are unhappy, and you got to just kind of say, okay, what did I do that made this person unhappy?
And you know what? I think about this all the time. When in the investment world, when people say that they've never lost money, what do you know about them?
that they're lying.
That they're lying.
Or
exactly.
that they haven't invested.
They're either lying or they haven't done very much.
Or they've never done much.
Yeah.
In the residential real estate world, it's about the same thing. If they tell you, I've never had a bad review.
It's all 5 stars.
I've never had a single bad review. Well,
That's
you
all
know
I
a
get.
couple things.
I'm just a 5-star guy. I don't know.
Let's be real here. Everyone has that one.
Oh yeah,
that
man.
one thorn,
Everybody, yeah.
You know. So all right. So what are some of the things that we can advise our viewers to do when this does happen?
Well, I think one thing you got to do is you have to respond to everybody. You got to make sure that you go out there and that you let everybody know. You got to say, hey, I'm so sorry that you feel that way about it. What can I do to help?
You have to respond.
So you're saying acknowledge.
Yeah, don't ignore it, because when you ignore it, it's like saying, I don't care about what people think about my business.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What's next? How do you respond? In what way?
Oh, you just got to be professional. You got to really find what was the real problem, and you got to make sure that you're fact checking.
Yeah.
That you know that everything that they're saying is accurate and true.
And come prepared with your own facts as well.
Yeah.
That way, other clients who may be looking at reviews can say, oh, you know, this person was being a little bit unreasonable when they left this review, and this agent cleared up the situation for me, you know, and I can see that this agent was trying to do a good job.
I find that when you come to the table and you say, hey, I understand you're going through this and you feel upset because of this or that, but here's what we can do to provide some sort of resolution, that a lot of that goes away. Even if that bad review stays in your profile, people will look through there and say, okay, look, these people are reasonable. Maybe this person was being unreasonable by leaving a horrible review, but look at how they responded. Look at how they came back and said, hey, we're here to help. We're here to assist, and I'm sorry that you're feeling or going through this.
And then in your response, you always want to extend an invitation to that person to talk further about the problem at somewhere off-site, you know, somewhere belly to belly, when you can handle that, you know, that problem a little bit more personally.
And we've seen when people try to handle their situations online completely. We've seen people go back and forth and have those online arguments.
And it ends up they can start getting into trolling a little bit.
Yeah, it starts creating some sort of trolling situation, and it just gets out of hand. No one ever wins in those situations. So yes, an invitation to talk off-site, person to person, that's going to be the best way to handle it.
And if the person can sorry, go ahead, baby.
Oh, I was just going to say, and the biggest thing you have to remember, because we got to move on, we got to get into events, but the biggest thing you got to remember is you have to know not to get into an argument. Because it's really easy to be like, well, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. And that doesn't look good on you.
No.
People can understand and be like, oh, man, this guy tried to be professional. He tried to handle it. That person is just pissed off, and they're nothing's going to make them happy.
Right.
But when you start to re-engage that, all you're doing is pushing that narrative that all I do is argue with people.
Yeah.
And no one wants to work with somebody who's going to argue with them.
If they're trolling, disengage.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
And I got to tell you, we had a situation where someone said some not very nice things, and you know what was really cool is we had other people who really know who we are, who have done business with us in the past, come in and say, hey, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're saying, but this is what I know. This is what I believe. And so we didn't even have to say much.
I've seen it a lot, especially in the investment community. I know someone in one of the forums said something about jet lending, and then like 20 investors jumped in and said, yo, jet lending they're legit.
Yeah.
We do business with them all the time.
Yep.
They're great people. They have great service. So don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. And people know that every once in a while there's that sour grape somewhere, and you just don't have to pay much attention to them. Anyway, we have to talk about events that are coming up because we have amazing events that we think all of you guys should be participating in. What do we have coming up?
Okay, so I have 4 great events to round out the month of August. So next week coming up on the 16th is Jet Lending and Renter Warehouse Happy Hour. That one's hosted at the Redneck Country Club from 5:30 to 8:30. It always gets super packed, so make sure to arrive early and snag a parking spot because they do become pretty rare as the night goes on. Then that following Friday on the 18th, White Picket is hosting its very own Summer's Launch Party. We're going to be launching off all our new training programs and giving everyone a sneak peek into our expansion plans of where we expect to go in the next few years and what people out there can expect to see out of White Picket.
Who should come out to that event?
Mostly realtors, but obviously realtors, invite your real estate professional friends, anyone in the industry really that wants to partner us, just wants to know a little bit more about us, find out what all the buzz is about. They've seen us on Facebook Live having a great time and maybe they want to get in on the action too. Come on out and join us, get to know us a little bit better and learn a little bit more about what White Picket has to offer.
Awesome. What else do we have?
Okay, the following week on the 23rd, we have Quest IRA renewing their MCE for realtors. Realtors Retire Rich. We are co-sponsoring with them. And that is a great class to teach realtors how to invest in what they know best, which is real estate. If you don't have a retirement account set up or you're not investing in real estate to build that nest egg, this is a great class to get you started and show you the ins and outs by investing with your own self-directed IRA.
I love this class. I think every realtor in this country should have their own IRA. Yep. And every time that you close on a transaction, you should be putting 20% of that income aside into an IRA and then using that money to invest in real estate. If you are on track to at some point retiring and not having multiple streams of income, you're doing it all wrong. Get to this class and learn how you can start making that.
Yeah, and then to finish out the month on the 29th, Capital Concepts Networking Mixer from 5:30 to 8:30 at the increasingly popular Chapman and Kirby. That's a great location down in awesome. Edo. Make sure to come out and see us. We'll probably be networking there as well. And that's it for August, guys.
Awesome. We have a great month planned out. We will see you guys next week. Don't forget that we are on every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're here to make sure that your business is growing. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.